YouTube viewers, welcome back to
the worst movies on
Netflix. Tonight our movie is National Lampoon's The Legend of Awesomest Maximus. Once again, this movie... Let me get rid of the sword. Once again, this movie is worse than the movie before it.
Yes!
This movie stars Will Sasso.
Rip Torn.
Has to be a drunken Rip Torn, and Tony Cox, and Ian Ziering, and the chick from Terminator 3, and some other big boob blonde chick, whatever. It doesn't matter. This movie was awful.
It also had the mentally challenged dude from The Ringer.
Yes, this movie was a 5-sitting movie. So far has topped our ranks on sittings. But our next week movie might even top that, but we'll get into that later. This movie is what you would loosely call a spoof of 300, Gladiator, Troy.
Wasn't there already one made?
Braveheart. Yeah, there was.
Did they already do that?
Yes, they did. I can't remember what the hell it was called.
I know it was dumb.
Yeah.
It was along the lines of those...
Was it epic movie? Well, it was one of those movies.
Yeah, it was one of those movies. Fucking stupid.
National Lampoons must really just put their name on absolutely anything nowadays. I remember back in the day when National Lampoon was good, you know, like Animal House, and even up to the point of
Vacation, you know?
And even they were getting to the bottom of the barrel, but even, what was that one with that dude that's all super famous now? He was Hawkeye in the Avengers. Senior Trip. National Lampoon Senior Trip.
Well, I don't know his name, but you know who the hell he is.
Jeremy Renner.
Jeremy Renner, that's right.
I do have to admit, though, these opening credits were kind of impressive. I mean, honestly, the opening credits were kind of impressive. You have to admit, they were all...
we already said that. I mean, like, the opening credits are always like, whoa! And then the movie's like, ah!
Will Sasso is just some idiot general, blah, blah, blah. Rip Torn, I think, is his father, blah, blah, blah. Blah, blah. There's a king... that's kind of like Xerxes from 300, but he's king erotic and... Testicles.
He says it 1 billion times.
And Ian Ziering is Testicles.
This movie wasn't even close to funny.
No, it wasn't.
Wasn't even close
Not
to
funny. If you look at my notebook right here that we write the notes on for this, there's a big one that says, not funny. Not funny.
I mean, I would call this movie trying too hard.
Finally, in our 4th movie, finally there is some titty in one of these movies. That is the only good thing about this movie, is that it has booby.
Yep. That's about it.
That is it.
And I'm sure the director was probably thinking that too the whole time, like, God damn it, this movie's not funny.
Throw more boob in it.
Throw some titties in there.
And you know, I like dick and fart jokes as much as the next guy, but these dick and fart jokes weren't even funny. It was a whole movie of nothing but dick and fart jokes that weren't even funny.
Not even
at
that.
all.
It's like some of the jokes just was like completely stupid. You know, like it was just two guys arguing back and forth, and they thought that would be funny. Like, okay, yeah, two guys arguing back and forth, but if there's no comedic banter,
we kept a tally of how many times we laughed during this movie. Let me look and see if, because you know it was so many times that I couldn't keep track. Let me see. One. We laughed one time. One time throughout this whole entire movie.
Even the bloopers were pathetic.
Yeah, the bloopers were even awful. They even almost kind of seemed kind of fake. Like they weren't even real bloopers. They were fake bloopers.
They're like, just laugh. And I'm like, look, okay, bloopers. If you just see somebody laughing, you're like, what was he laughing about? It's not funny.
The scenes in this movie go on way too long. Way too long.
Pretty much.
I mean, our worst movies on Netflix reviews go on way too long, but this goes way too long.
Look, I gotta say something. The sucker films, the scary movies...
They had nothing to do with this movie.
No, not that. Just the fact that all these fucking movies, like not another teen movie, not another... Stop it! It's not funny.
They were good. The first two scary movies were good when the Wayans brothers actually had control of them. And then after that...
This is finally driving me over the edge. Leslie Nielsen is dead. Okay? All the good comedians are dead.
This movie almost made us want to stop doing these worst movie on Netflix reviews. I mean... we don't even want to do this one right now, but... we are bound.
That's why
we are honor bound. We said weekly. We are bringing it to you weekly.
That's right. We can stand up to anything. We're men.
We will suffer through the worst movies.
Manly men.
And then bitch about them.
That's right.
For you.
Just for you. We will drive ourselves insane. The 3 people watching these. And you know that cliff scene in 300 or whatever when... whatever, blah, blah, blah. Well, they even did a spoof of that in this movie, obviously. But there was no jokes in it. At all. None. They're just like, push him off a cliff! We're pushing him off a cliff, guys! Yeah, man, we're pushing him off a cliff! Yeah, that's pretty much it. We don't care enough about these movies to put research in, but I really think Bud from The Cosby Show was in this movie. I really, really do. I think he was too.
I'm not sure if it was, but I could swear that Bud from The Cosby Show, Bud, is in this.
Well, would it helped if we watched the end credits? I didn't give a fuck who was in it.
I don't care
just know it's terrible.
And you know what? We're doing this review, and it just so happens to have Will Sasso in it. So let's just take this time right now to publicly bitch and complain about the Three Stooges movie.
Yes. Terrible, 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 terrible idea. Why even think about doing it? Nobody wants to fucking see that.
You know, people might be interested in a biopic of the Stooges, but no, what do? Let's put the Stooges in nowadays.
Oh, but the director said nobody would be interested in seeing that. Fuck you! Who wouldn't? I love the Three Stooges. I don't want to see three assholes play them. I want to see a biopic about their lives and stuff. That's interesting to me. And it might be even funny because that movie, the Three Stooges movie, was not funny! Sorry, I got a little upset.
Oh, and another cameo by an absolute nobody. Mr. Belding from Saved by the Bell.
Oh yeah,
was in this movie
Mr.
shortly.
Belding was in this movie. That's terrible.
This one seems shorter than the rest because we hate this movie.
That's
so
right.
We don't even want to talk about this movie. So we're giving our reviews right now. Bird, what's your review of this movie?
My review of this movie is one Mel Brooks rolling in his grave and the bastard ain't even dead yet.
And mine is 2 Will Sassos need to die. Not just one Will Sasso needs to die, 2 of them. Even the guy, I know he's not even an actor, he's just some dude in Indiana somewhere named Will Sasso. He needs to die as well, just because of this movie.
And that guy Will Sasso from Florida, Mississippi, and wherever else. Anybody named Will Sasso?
Kill yourselves.
Kill yourselves.
Just because
Wait
you
a
have
minute.
one.
What if somebody, Will Sasso actually goes and kills himself and blames us?
Okay, Will Sasso's, don't go kill yourself. So next week we are going to review what seems to be a gem starring Dominique Swain and Jake Horseteeth Busey in Nazis at the Center of the Earth.
Dun dun dun!
So next week on Worst Movies on Netflix. I want to die. Well, yeah, look at you.
That was either a thunder or a bomb. I don't know which, because that sounded fucking weird.
Well, I guess we better get this going then, huh?
Yeah, hurry up before the fucking blast cloud hits us. Fuck you! Rip Torn. Oh, okay. Welcome back to the worst movies on Netflix.
So, after that, tonight...
Oh, Rip Torn. We'll go crazy and insane just for you. Ian Ziering from 90210. You know what, fuckface? I hope I never find you. I swear to God. I'll kick you somewhere.
Right in your testicles.
In your testicles.
So everybody, a little behind the scenes of worst movies on Netflix. Here's how we do it in our
This is
room.
how we do it.
Okay, we got the chair that Bird sits in now, and then my chair, which I have to sit on 4 photo albums and a cushion just so I'm the same height, around the same height as Bird.
Don't forget to show him the wall of shame.
The wall of primal soup history. And let's check out our lighting for the best were the worst movies on Netflix.
By all means.
The same $5 light that, if you go back and watch our documentary of our Cottonmouth Kings interview, you see Boo setting that up. And that was like 8 years ago. We have it attached to a samurai sword, sitting on a crappy, ripped up chair. The poorest shows on TV, now the poorest channel on YouTube.
It's the poorest show on YouTube, and we suck balls.